So there's lots of different whistleblowers talking about different types of aliens. A lot of the high technology advanced races look like us.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like I heard this fact from like one of these whistleblower videos, a couple of years ago when I was like going deep into a lot of these. They were saying that, there's X amount of millions of aliens that walk among us, every day, and they come down here, and quite often they're just down here to analyze us, and just to see how our society works and stuff like that. And they just look like us. Like you wouldn't really know, what, like you would just think they're a person. And there's one guy was like, there's probably a very strong chance that everybody in the world at some point has had a face-to-face conversation with an ET.
Yeah. Well, there's even the other side of that theory that is like that I've seen some people talk about in that. And I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but we know that there's a realm of there's our vision only has a certain range, our hearing only has a certain range. So there's also a belief that these people are able to manipulate that, and like a dog whistle that we can't hear, they can make themselves completely unaware that they're in our vicinity, and that they even go on to say like this is what could be attributed to everyone's like ghost type stuff.
Yeah.
Is that these are actually, the experiences that they're having are with like aliens or these creatures or these beings that are able to move between the realms of what we can see and hear and what we can't. So like we're seeing a glitch of that part of their control over those, frequencies.
Definitely. Because essentially it's just a vibration. Like everything within the electromagnetic spectrum is a different vibration, and all colors are obviously different and whatnot. And, sound is its own thing too. So just like we can control, our hearing to a very crazy degree, or we like human beings have our own certain abilities, like when we get cut we regenerate or whatever. These people, these non-terrestrials, might also have the ability to control their vibration, essentially, so they can vibrate faster than what we can see, which means it kind of would like phase out of reality.
That's something that I probably would entertain the idea of even more than go in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Knowing like something as simple as I can't hear a dog whistle, it makes sense to me that these things could exist in a frequency that I can't see or hear. That there's a spirit inhabiting our plane. You know what I mean? Like that.
There's something about ghosts that I've just never quite gelled with. Hey, like, I'm not saying that they don't exist. Like I've personally never had like first-hand experience with ghosts, so I wouldn't like really have any kind of like knowledge about it. But there's something about that lingering spirit, what would you even call it, idea or whatever. Yeah. The lingering spirit, fact that doesn't really gel with me. Yeah. Like I think it would have to be something that is from a different dimension or something like that.
And that's where that ties in. If that was the same, like that's the same thing. If that aliens and even spirits like can exist in that's the way that I buy into everything, is that there is that whole alternate reality, alternate universe, like kind of stuff where it's like these things exist in a different format, but there's crossover between the two realms, whether it's aliens being able to hide themselves or spirits still lingering after because, their physical body still was here, but now they've entered a different, frequency of existence. Yeah. And that makes sense to me that could be the way. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That could be the way that it crosses over. I mean, because it has to be something there. There has to be something for people that have, as we've even talked about, this connection that we have to everything, whether it's nature, whether it's other humans. I believe that, people have these genuine psychic connections with something. I don't understand what it is or how it works, but there's enough evidence to support that some people can feel something in a way that other people can't. Oh, just like when we talk about,
it's like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, fucking, what's the other one? Well, it's like precognition, where you can see the future, and anything psychic like that. That's where a lot of people will dismiss it because they've never experienced it. Yep. When I was a kid, I experienced like a very vivid case of precognition. I had a dream, and then I was like, that was a really weird dream. I was running up this ramp at school, right? You know how when you have deja vu? Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, that's deja vu. This was deja vu, but on a whole nother level. Yeah. It was like, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. It was fucking super weird, man. And then I've also astral projected before, but that's for another time as well.
Yeah, of course.
That scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
That really scared me because I was
Yeah.
awake, but I wasn't in my body.
Yeah, and I've had heaps of people that have told me experiences of that. So I guess the point of all of that is that there's a lot of ways that they could be around us and we're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
And that would make sense given, that we do believe in these kinds of things on a general level. Why wouldn't that if we can believe in ghosts and we can believe in clairvoyance, so we can believe in these things, why couldn't these aliens be able to manipulate that in the ability to just walk amongst us as well,
Yeah, exactly
or shapeshift, or any of those fucking things that could definitely be possible.